Good morning, folks, from Donegal and Ireland. Jonathan Power is my name, and I'm the founder here at Catered Websites, where we provide tutorials for foodies that want to build WordPress websites, and we also have services where we can help you build your sites, and we help with digital marketing also. One of the members in the WordPress recipe maker plugin foodie group had a very interesting question yesterday morning, something that I never thought of myself, where Sarah asks, is there some kind of way to show and hide the nutritional information in the recipe card with a button, because her target audience includes people that are recovering from eating disorders and they don't want to see the nutritional information, however other readers do. So it's a very interesting problem, something I hadn't thought of yet. As I said there, so I love making the WordPress recipe maker tutorials. I'm an ex-chef myself, big interest in all this before I got into technology. So I have a good insight into the industry also. So to show you what I achieved, the method that I achieved, so I have two different demonstration websites here, and we can see here in this food blog, in the recipe card, that we have the nutritional data here, and on the other website we have a recipe here and there's no nutritional data in the recipe card. You have to click a button to show the nutritional data. And the reason that I have four different buttons is that when I was researching it yesterday, I discovered that there's different styles that can be achieved with the label. You can have a heading like that. That one has no heading. I have the description, simple style with heading. And then there's another style that's like it's the same as the labels that we have on packaging here in Ireland, like that. And then we have a group style as well. And just that the alignment goes off at the end there, and there's a way to actually fix that I want to get into that as well. So Brett has really thought about this extensively, and there's quite a lot of settings here that we have to go through. Approved, I thought it'd be quite straightforward actually to explain, and there's actually quite a bit more to it that I discovered yesterday when I was putting this tutorial together and researching it. So I did think that we could use, I thought it'd be quite straightforward maybe to use a page builder, but there, if you're running Mediavine ads, there's a problem there. They don't recommend that you use page builders like Element or stuff like that. And the simple reason for that is it's to do with the code, the HTML and the CSS. I link to this article in the website notes, but you can see that the page builders add an awful lot of code to the post is the problem. And so there's the problem there, because I thought that we could use a simple toggle feature like this, that we would have two different versions of the recipe card and you could toggle between them. But you see, the problem with that is then when I thought about it, there's an SEO problem with that, because if we had two different versions of the same recipe in the post, you're going to have a duplicate content issue then with Google. So that was the end of that idea. I said, right, I'm going to have to think about this a bit more. So I just want to confirm there, folks, that I have tested this solution with the code Schema validator as well that Google provide there, and we can see that there's no errors, so you don't need to be concerned about something like that. And the fact that we are showing and hiding the nutritional data doesn't matter, because it's still in the code in the page, so we can see that it's still there in the markup. Your nutrition data is there for your schema to show up in Google, so that's okay. There's no errors. I've thought of that. And of course, now the thing is as well, I think I said in the original answer that we didn't need any extra blocks. And the good news is we don't need to make any purchases. We can use free blocks. So what I thought was that we'd use Spectra. So that's available. You can get the free version on the WordPress repository, WordPress Spectra plugin. There we have it. And folks, these are reputable companies. I know these guys myself. We're all in the same WordPress groups there, so you don't need to worry about um, installing these plugins that are going to slow down your site or anything. They're based on Power Up, the Gutenberg editor. They're both Gutenberg based as well, which is brilliant. Like, so they're not going to slow down your site with a load of bloated code. And you can see there, like the people behind this brainstorm force, they make the very well known Astra WordPress theme as well. That's the best selling team in the world, folks. These guys are a big company, over 100 staff all over the world. I know them. I know the founder and all, and they have a 500,000 installations there. And I know this other guy too that makes this other editor plus plugin that we have to install as well. And you can see this is quite popular, active installations, 8,000. This guy, Munar Kamal, I think I'm friends with him on Facebook there. I'm in his group, and he makes a lot of WordPress plugins there to do with Gutenberg. And the thing is, what did he say here? That's the problem that I discovered, that there's no accordion like this in your standard Gutenberg installation, so we have to add it. So we can do that with his free plugin. We can add the accordion block, trigger block that I use. So you need, before you do the tutorial, you need to install them. Okay, so, and the thing is, over at my website, I have demo websites here. So I've set up a demo website. If you have any problems with this, you can actually log into this demo website, and you can actually copy and paste the shortcodes that I've used, because it is a little bit technical. It does get a little bit tricky. So there's a picture of the demo website, and if you go to try the food blog demo, you will be transferred over to this service that we use, InstaWP. And if you go launch demo, put in your name and email address there, agree to the privacy policy, and click proceed. And in about a minute, it's not instant, folks, that you'll have to wait a little while, go and get a mug of coffee or a cup of tea, and it'll launch, and you'll be automatically logged in when that website launches. And then you will also, I think on the previous page it said there that when you give your email address, you will actually get login details as well. So if you only look at the demo for a couple of minutes and you want to go back into it, you can look again. But there is a time restriction. It's a service we have to pay for. And so your site will expire in 4 hours, so it will. So the thing is, you can log in as many times as you want. But if you want to keep using the same site, you've only 4 hours. Like, you can rebuild a new site if you want to check the shortcodes that we need to go into. So that's there, folks. Do that. Go over to Catered Websites, my website, go on demos, and you can log in there. That's a service I use for training people, teaching people WordPress. So have that done. There's the solution. So we want to go back to our website now that has the problem. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get rid of nutrition in the recipe card. So we'll go over to WordPress Recipe Maker. We need to go into settings. We need to open the template editor, go to recipe templates. Now, I've created quite a few templates here. You're probably not used to this. So say that I'm pretty sure that's the columns template. Yes, it is. So what we need to do is select the template that you're currently using, and we need to clone and edit it and give it a descriptive name so that we'll know what it is. RIT data, because in a couple of months' time you might be going back to look at it, or maybe you've hired someone to look at the website, and it always makes sense to give something a descriptive name so that they'll know what it is. So here's the thing now. Nutrition is there. So we need to go to remove blocks, and we need to go down to nutrition label, and we want to go okay. So, and we want to save that. So now we need to go back now to WordPress recipe maker settings, and we need to activate that template called default preview recipe template. Oh no, sorry, I'm in the wrong place. It's default recipe template, and we called it no nutrition data, and we need to activate that there. It'll take a second to activate, and when I refresh the page, we can see now that the nutrition data is gone. Okay, so that's done there. So now we need to put in this block underneath with the nutrition data, and we need to use the shortcodes for that. So now here's the thing that I want to show you how to get the shortcode. If we go add blocks and then no nutrition data. So yeah, so if we go add blocks and then it's nutrition label, okay? So if we just want to put it down at the bottom, I'm just doing this now to show you the shortcode. I don't want to put it in. But you see here, folks, when we select the block nutrition label, this is where we get the shortcode for the different styles. Do you remember I said at the start, there's simple style with heading, nutrition label style, and group style with daily amounts. And that's it there, that there's the label, the simple style, and grouped. And if you select grouped, there's a ton of different text styles here for this. We can put it bold, like that. That really stands out. That's quite good. And we can actually label color. The label is actually the names. That's actually really good, because if you look at this, the contrast is a bit poor. If somebody had a poor eyesight, actually that's a design flaw, the lack of contrast. So that's where you actually change that, folks. I was trying to figure it out yesterday, and it's actually there. So I need to touch that up, but it's good that I pointed that out. So we can change the separator that goes between them and the label style. So that'll be like the names of the nutrients, isn't it? The labels, yeah. So we can make that stand out. So that's pretty cool. So you can have a play around with that. And then the thing is there with the align, you can align it to the left, the right, or the center, like that. Center might work actually for that spacing problem. When you see here that they're all crowded, because I have them aligned to the left, you can see there. So, and the other thing you can do, folks, is align to the left. And this is what I was saying, Brett has been very thorough now with all these settings. He's really thought about it, because they're a bit close together. So we can actually change the column width only in the group style. So the recipe card is about 650 pixels wide, I think. So if we hit them at 200, it becomes 2 columns. That's very clever, folks. We can actually get rid of our spacing problem that way. Turn it into 2 columns instead of 1, or 190. Yeah. So you can play around that. You can see there that it's in the group setting. Okay. So what we need to do now is, if we go up to edit HTML, it's not actually there yet. So I need to go back to the blocks. I'm looking for the shortcode. Nutrition label is still there. If I save the changes, I just want to explain where you can get the shortcode in your site. I need to refresh the page probably. Recipe templates, no nutritional data, edit template, go up to edit HTML, and it should be at the bottom. What is at the bottom down there? The notes. It should be there now, folks. Recipe template. No, I'm not sure what. Oh, there it is, folks. I didn't scroll down enough. You see, because it's at the very bottom. So you see, that's the thing. If your nutritional data is up here in the recipe card, like all of these sites are going to be so different. What you're looking for is a short code. They all begin with WPRM, nutritional label. They all begin with that, and then they will finish with all of this. So we've actually a lot of styling information in this. So there it is, folks. You need that short code. I'm going to cut that out. It should, yeah, so I've removed it again. Okay. We need that short code. And so that's okay. So we've the correct template. Now I want to make sure that everything is okay. So yeah, so the nutritional data is gone. So now we want to create the block that goes into the post here. So we want to go to edit post. It's important to mention here now, folks, that we can actually save this block so that once we've created this section, we can save it then as a reusable block, and we can then use it on all the posts. But unfortunately, there'll be no quick way to add this to all the previous posts, not really, unless you hook it in some way, but you have to do that with PHP code. It's a bit beyond the scope of what we're covering here at the moment. So once you build a block, like, you don't have to, the great thing is you won't have to edit this block again, because it pulls in the nutritional data from the post dynamically. So all you have to do is build it once and then put it into all the posts where you want it, okay? So what we need to do now is we need to set up the container with Spectra here now. So we want to select just one column like that. We have that there. We want to make sure now that it's boxed, okay? So the width and everything. This can be a bit finicky now. I'm not an expert in Gutenberg. It took me a while now to figure this out. I prefer working, I'd be a very high skill level in Beaver Builder, in the page builders and stuff. So we want to put in our toggle here. That I don't find Gutenberg very user-friendly at the moment, but we have to use it because if you're running ads on the site, and of course for, what's it called, your Google page insights, like your speed and everything, we want to be using this. So anyway, Control A, we want to get rid of that. We want to put that short code in here, folks. There. And there we are. And so I just want to save this now, and I want to, oh sugar, that's the wrong side, folks. So I want to see now how it looks on the post. There it is, folks. There it is. Now the problem is when the page loads that we can see the nutritional data, and we want it closed, okay? And we want to change the title as well. So we want to go back in, up the top, and just click on the title there, Control A, delete it, and then put in whatever you want here with the text. I have on the other side, what do I have? Show nutritional information, click here. So whatever you want for your audience, click. It's a bit finicky, folks, to get in there. But of course, folks, I'm on a 16-inch MacBook Pro as well. I don't have a big screen, so it might be easier for you guys. So click here for NUTRITION data. So if I go up to our document tree up here, I want to go into toggle settings. See here, open first time. If I change that, okay, so there we are, and we can see now that when the page loads, okay, I'm refreshing the page, and when it loads, you can't see the nutritional data. You have to click it for that. So You might need to play around with the columns as I showed you there if you're using this feature, the grouped feature with showing the nutritional data. There's also an option there to show the daily percentages there somewhere. You see it here as well. So group style with daily amounts. I'm not sure where that was. So I don't want to get off track because we're here doing this at the moment. So the thing is there, folks, to change the title design. So you want to go into your little 3 arrows up there and select the toggle, and you want to go into design, and you can go into the title there and the background, and there you have the title background for when the page loads. So you have it there, and then the title active background when it's open, something like that. So, and then when you hover as well, so just so that we know now. So I'm not working, I didn't spend any time on the color scheme or the design of this really, folks. It's just purely from a technical point of view. I wanted to explain how it's built. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it yesterday. So there you have it, folks. Just that you can go in there and you can style all the different elements, and you can change the background, of course, in there. I just show you that actually because it's going to be one of the main things we need. So that's the content, and the background is kind of that grey color. So you might, if you want that kind of nice kind of beigey color that I have, I like that. And then you change the text color, remember, in the WordPress Recipe Maker settings. So there you have it, folks, that on the page load is closed. So the rollover highlights and people can see it then. So the next problem is that it's wider than the recipe card. So we need to, I think, folks, that was in the container settings that we need to go into the style. Was it spacing? I think it was padding here. No, it'll be the margin on the outside. So that if we don't want them linked, it's just on the left and the right. So you'll have to toy around with this. It's about, I'd say at a guess, folks, that's about 30 pixels on the left and right. So we need to update that. And you see, folks, there's so many. I'm using the WordPress Astra theme. There's going to be so many different themes, and that doesn't look like it did any effect at all. This works out. I've checked this as well, folks, that it does work on mobile, but you're going to have to play around with the spacing settings because a lot of people are using this. Will work with any WordPress theme because it's Gutenberg based, folks. So that you don't have to worry about that. But I'm just trying to figure out there. That changed it there, folks. That it brought it in a bit. It did, yeah. I think that's what I'm looking for. On the right and on the left, about 30 there. Just a bit confused about the margin didn't work and the padding. Did that change it, folks? What I normally do if I'm not sure if a setting has changed, I will actually put it up to a very high value so I can be sure to see a difference, to make sure that we're adjusting the right one. You see, you could change the width of the recipe card as well in the recipe card settings. Oh, that's it there, folks. We can align it there. I'd say that's about, it looks like about 50 is there. See, it's hard to judge on the small screen as well, because it's a bit cramped on the laptop I'm on. Oh, there it is, folks. Now we can get that looking nice. There it is now, and play around with the colors and get it different. And folks, you're going to have to you're going to have to experiment with the shortcodes there, and remember that the shortcode, they all begin with WPRM, nutritional label. And if you, this is the demonstration website that I built that you can access, and we can see here, you can see the different shortcodes. That is nutritional label simple, and then the next one is simple, but you have header equals nutrition to add the header. For the plain label, this reminds me I need to show the difference in the plugin versions on the WordPress Recipe Maker website. So that'll just show the plain label, and then if you want you go grouped and add daily one, and that's to show all the nutrition. That's to show the nutrition with the daily amounts when you go daily one like that. So there's the difference, folks. Simple style with heading, just the nutrition label, and then I like that one with the daily amounts, but maybe it's too much information for some people and you just want to keep it simple with the simple style like that. That's up to you. So folks, that's it. I've showed how to remove the nutritional label from the recipe card. Yeah, and then we've added the button there. So folks, I hope you found this useful. It was a nice challenge. I love this stuff. I love these technical challenges and figuring it out. And folks, if you have any problems with it, please get in touch with me there. You can contact me on social media channels, on Messenger, and or directly on the Catered website, and I'm available for hire for any WordPress technical jobs that you might be having problems with. Just to finish up, I want to go to Bootstrap Ventures, to the website of the guys there. Where are we now? WordPress Recipe Maker. I want to move my little window. I want to show you the difference in the plugins, because in the premium bundle, what's first, folks? You can't do this with the free version, okay? And in the premium features, you can only show nutritional label. And what I mean by nutritional label is that guy there. You can't actually do all this pretty stuff in that version. To do all the pretty stuff with the nutrition, you have to move up from the premium features and the free to the pro, because you need the nutritional facts calculation. That's what you need, okay? So you need the pro feature there, and that's going to be $99. And I have a lot of experience, folks, building membership websites as well with the recipe collections feature. I have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel about that as well, if you need help setting that up. So, and you need the top version if you want to get into selling meal plans for people. So that's it, folks. My YouTube channel, of course, is here. So folks, please subscribe to the channel there, help me build it up, because I do these videos for free and everything to help people out. And I have a playlist there, folks, videos, and I have a whole section there. I have 21 videos there how to build a recipe membership website using the recipe collections feature there from the Bootstrap services from Brett's plugin. So folks, oh man, that was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. We must be running at over 20 minutes now. So I hope I've explained all that thoroughly and that you enjoyed it and helped you out. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, folks. Good day. I hope everyone has a super weekend. And bye for now from Donegal in Ireland.